the unexpected beginning of Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi's story. Sometimes, the most unforgettable stories don't begin with a grand romance or a carefully planned partnership. Instead, they start with a single moment, one so subtle that almost no one notices it at first. For countless fans of Chinese dramas, the names Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi became inseparable because of Love Like the Galaxy. Their unforgettable performances as Ling Buyi and Cheng Xiaoshan captivated millions of viewers across Asia and beyond, creating one of the most talked about on-screen partnerships in recent years. But what if that story actually began much earlier? Long before they headlined one of the biggest costume dramas of the decade, Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi briefly crossed paths in the long Ballad. At the time, neither of them was the central focus of the audience's attention as a pair. Wu Lei portrayed the powerful Ashiel Sun, while Zhao Lusi brought warmth and innocence to Princess Li Liyin. Their characters weren't written as the main romantic couple, and they shared relatively few scenes together. Yet something unexpected happened. Despite their limited screen time, viewers began noticing a unique sense of comfort whenever they appeared in the same frame. There were no dramatic confessions, no sweeping love story, and no scenes designed to make audiences ship them. Instead, it was the quiet moments, the brief exchanges, subtle eye contact, and effortless rhythm between the two actors that left an impression. Sometimes, chemistry isn't created by the script. Sometimes, it's simply there. As discussions about the long Ballad spread across social media, more viewers started expressing the same thought: what if these two became the leads in another drama? At the time, it sounded like nothing more than wishful thinking from enthusiastic fans. The entertainment industry is filled with popular pairings that never reunite, and fan requests often remain just that, requests. Then, something remarkable happened. Only months later, the casting announcement for Love Like the Galaxy was officially revealed. Wu Lei would play the male lead. Zhao Lusi would play the female lead. For many fans, it felt almost like fate had answered their wishes. Looking back today, countless viewers still describe that casting announcement as one of those rare moments when fan expectations and reality unexpectedly aligned. Of course, coincidence alone proves nothing. Casting decisions involve countless creative and commercial considerations behind the scenes. But for audiences, the timing created a compelling narrative, one that made the partnership feel as though it had been building long before anyone realized it. And perhaps that's where the fascination truly began. In the entertainment industry, promotional campaigns are common, and popular pairings appear every year. Some generate enormous excitement for a few weeks before quietly fading away. Others disappear almost as soon as the drama ends. So why has the partnership between Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi continued to spark conversations years later? The answer may have less to do with romance than many people imagine. Instead, it may come down to something audiences recognize instinctively: authenticity. Before Love Like the Galaxy ever became a phenomenon, before millions of viewers fell in love with Ling Buyi and Cheng Xiaoshan, there was already a small collection of ordinary moments that felt surprisingly genuine. Those moments weren't spectacular. They weren't carefully choreographed. And perhaps that is exactly why people still remember them today. Because sometimes, the strongest first impression isn't created by the loudest scene. It's created by the one that feels the most real. When fiction began to feel real. If the long ballad planted the seed, then Love Like the Galaxy was the moment that transformed curiosity into a phenomenon. When the series premiered, audiences were immediately drawn into the sweeping story of Ling Buyi and Cheng Xiaoshang. The drama delivered everything viewers could hope for: political intrigue, emotional conflict, breathtaking cinematography, and a romance that unfolded with remarkable depth. Before long, it became one of the year's biggest television successes, with discussions dominating social media and fan communities around the world. But as the episodes continued to air, something unexpected happened. The conversation slowly began to shift. Instead of talking only about the fictional relationship on screen, many viewers started paying close attention to the two actors behind those beloved characters. It wasn't because of any dramatic announcement or carefully staged publicity campaign. It was because of the countless small moments that appeared between takes. Behind-the-scenes videos, cast interviews, promotional events, and production footage gradually revealed a partnership that many viewers described as unusually relaxed. While waiting for filming to begin, Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi often appeared comfortable in each other's company. During interviews, they laughed naturally, exchanged playful comments, and communicated with an ease that didn't appear forced. Perhaps the most striking detail was what happened after the cameras were supposed to stop rolling. Even when the director called "cut," there never seemed to be an abrupt change in their demeanor. The friendly atmosphere simply continued, making many viewers feel that the warmth they witnessed on screen wasn't disappearing once filming ended. Of course, moments like these should be interpreted carefully. Friendly interactions between co-stars are a normal part of the filmmaking process, especially during productions that last for several months. Professional actors often build close working relationships that help them deliver convincing performances. Yet audiences don't always respond to facts alone. They respond to feelings. And the feeling many viewers experienced was difficult to ignore. The interactions between Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi rarely appeared overly rehearsed or exaggerated. Instead, they resembled the comfortable rhythm often seen between colleagues who genuinely enjoyed working together. There were no obvious attempts to create viral moments, no exaggerated displays designed to attract headlines. Ironically, that very absence of obvious promotion may have made their chemistry feel even more convincing. As more behind-the-scenes clips surfaced online, fans began revisiting interviews frame by frame. A smile that lasted a little longer than expected. A shared joke before filming resumed. A quick glance during a group conversation. None of these moments proved anything beyond professional friendship. Individually, each clip could easily be dismissed as ordinary behavior between co-stars. But when audiences watched dozens, sometimes hundreds, of these moments collected together, a different impression gradually emerged. People weren't necessarily looking for evidence of romance. They were looking for consistency. And consistency is often what makes a partnership memorable. Unlike viral moments that explode overnight before quickly fading away, the public image of Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi developed slowly. Every interview, every promotional event, and every behind-the-scenes video seemed to add another small piece to a much larger picture. That gradual accumulation became one of the biggest reasons audiences remained emotionally invested long after the drama concluded. Because by then, viewers were no longer watching only Ling Buyi and Cheng Xiaoshang. they had also become fascinated by the remarkable professional chemistry between the two actors who brought those characters to life. Whether that chemistry reflected friendship, mutual respect, or simply excellent teamwork remains known only to the people involved. But for audiences, the emotional experience had already become unforgettable. And sometimes, that experience is powerful enough to outlive the drama itself. Why the story never really ended? Most television pairings follow a familiar pattern. A drama becomes a hit, fans celebrate their favorite couple, and for a few months the internet is filled with edits, interviews, and memorable scenes. Then, as new dramas arrive, the excitement gradually fades. The spotlight moves on, and even the most popular partnerships eventually become part of television history. But the story of Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi followed a different path. Years after Love Like the Galaxy concluded, their names continue to appear together in online discussions. Old interviews regularly resurface. Behind-the-scenes clips gain new waves of views. Fan-made compilations continue to circulate across social media, attracting both longtime supporters and viewers discovering the drama for the very first time. The obvious question is, why? What keeps audiences returning to a partnership long after the final episode has aired? Part of the answer lies in the way people remember emotion. Fans have spent years revisiting public footage from interviews, promotional events, and production videos, carefully piecing together moments that might have gone unnoticed the first time around. Some creators have built detailed timelines. Others have assembled hours of behind-the-scenes content, slowing down brief interactions that lasted only seconds. What's fascinating is that many of these so-called iconic moments are remarkably ordinary. A quick glance across the room. A smile after hearing a joke. A shared laugh during an interview. A subtle reaction while the other person is speaking. None of these moments reveal a hidden story on their own. In fact, similar interactions happen between colleagues every day. Yet when viewers have already formed an emotional connection with two performers, even the smallest gestures begin to carry greater meaning. That isn't necessarily evidence of anything happening behind the scenes. It's a reflection of how people naturally process stories. Psychologists have long observed that once audiences become emotionally invested in a narrative, the brain continues searching for details that reinforce that emotional experience. Instead of remembering isolated events, people remember patterns, feelings, and the atmosphere surrounding those moments. An atmosphere is exactly what many viewers associate with Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi. Their public interactions often conveyed a sense of ease that felt familiar rather than dramatic. Wu Lei's calm, thoughtful demeanor appeared to balance naturally with Zhao Lusi's lively energy and quick humor. One often seemed to ground the conversation, while the other brought warmth and spontaneity. It was a dynamic many people recognized from friendships, families, and everyday relationships. Perhaps that sense of familiarity is why audiences found them so compelling. Not because they represented a perfect fantasy, but because they reminded people of something real. As time passed, nostalgia became just as important as the partnership itself. For many viewers, revisiting old clips isn't simply about Wu Lei or Zhao Lusi. It's about remembering the excitement of waiting for a new episode each week, discussing plot twists with friends, celebrating favorite scenes, and experiencing a drama that left a lasting emotional impression. In other words, fans aren't always returning to the actors alone. They're returning to a chapter of their own lives. That may be the true reason this partnership continues to resonate. The public memories surrounding Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi have grown into something larger than a single television series. They have become a symbol of a moment in time, one that audiences still revisit, not because they expect new answers, but because revisiting those memories allows them to relive the emotions they once felt. And perhaps that's the greatest achievement any on-screen partnership can accomplish. Long after the cameras stop rolling, the story continues, not on the screen, but in the hearts of the audience. The real reason their partnership endures. After years of discussions, fan edits, and countless theories, we're left with one final question. Why do people still talk about Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi today? The simplest answer may also be the most convincing. Not because of an undiscovered secret. Not because of a hidden romance. But because audiences witnessed something that felt genuinely authentic. Throughout their public appearances, Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi consistently projected an easy, comfortable working relationship. Whether during interviews, promotional events, or behind-the-scenes footage, they appeared to communicate with a level of familiarity that made their performances feel effortless. That kind of chemistry cannot be manufactured by editing alone, nor can it be sustained through marketing if it isn't supported by genuine professional trust. However, it is equally important to recognize the difference between public observation and personal certainty. To this day, neither Wu Lei nor Zhao Lusi has publicly confirmed a romantic relationship with one another. Everything discussed by fans is ultimately based on interviews, official promotional activities, production footage, and other publicly available appearances. Those moments allow audiences to appreciate their remarkable collaboration, but they do not provide evidence about their private lives. That distinction matters. In today's entertainment industry, where every smile, glance, or interaction can quickly become the subject of online speculation, it's easy to blur the line between admiration and assumption. Yet respecting that boundary allows us to appreciate what is already visible without creating stories that extend beyond the available facts. Perhaps one of the reasons Wu Lei has earned such widespread respect is that he has consistently demonstrated professionalism toward many of his co-stars throughout his career. Likewise, Zhao Lusi has become known for her warmth, humor, and ability to create a relaxed atmosphere on set. When those qualities come together, the result is exactly what audiences witnessed, a partnership built on mutual respect, effective communication, and shared dedication to their work. That kind of collaboration is valuable in its own right. Great performances rarely happen by accident. They are often the product of months of preparation, trust between actors, and a willingness to support one another throughout an emotionally demanding production. When viewers describe Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi as having natural chemistry, they may actually be recognizing the visible result of two professionals bringing out the very best in each other. And perhaps that's more meaningful than any rumor could ever be. Because if there's one lesson to take away from this story, it may not be about the actors themselves. It may be about the audience. When people return to old interviews, replay behind-the-scenes clips, or revisit scenes from Love Like the Galaxy, they are often revisiting more than a television drama. They are returning to the emotions they experienced during that time, the anticipation before each new episode, the conversations shared with friends, and the excitement of discovering characters who left a lasting impression. In many ways, Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi have become part of those memories. Their partnership reminds viewers of a story that made them laugh, cry, and believe in its characters. That emotional connection continues long after the final episode because meaningful stories have a way of staying with us. They become woven into our own experiences, growing more nostalgic with each passing year. So perhaps the true reason people continue searching for overlooked moments isn't because they're hoping to uncover a hidden answer. Perhaps it's because some stories are beautiful precisely when they remain open to interpretation. Sometimes, the most memorable partnerships are not defined by labels or conclusions. They are remembered because of how they made people feel. And that feeling is something no amount of time can easily erase. Thank you for watching. This video is based solely on publicly available interviews, official promotional materials, behind-the-scenes footage, and public appearances involving Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi. Any references to fan discussions reflect publicly shared opinions and should not be interpreted as confirmation of any private relationship. The intention of this video is to celebrate their outstanding on-screen collaboration and the lasting impact of their work while respecting the privacy of everyone involved. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear which Wu Lei and Zhao Lusi moment has stayed with you the most. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.